yɛnsa ka kyerɛ sɛ ne mpra suni akwa na ɛfra ne inflation ɛko fa so toto nomam enuane enuro ne ade nyame adaroma busumi atwa ma yɛwuwa busumi anase November no ɛso atumi asan atebio ɛma saa bre de ɛso ate hankyɛm anwɔtwe tipɔ nwɔtwe October na sɛ ehini me busumi no na enke 35.2% ɛso saa bre de atoa ba bedru 26.4% no ɛkyɛ sɛ no kranie kanoma ekɔsɛ ya enka ɛyɛ Consumer Price Index CPI wɔn hwehwɛ ma na dua yada wɔn da abɔnten no na ɛkyerɛ sɛ afia no ɛyɛ saa hwehwɛma ɛyɛ no ɛna ɛkyerɛ sɛ ampa enoma ekoye na bosomi na yɛ edi so deɛ ya na swate kakra na deɛ ɛde kra ne sɛ na food inflation and our food inflation so you no maybe so me to transfer pass na de ekrakra na ne bo ekosoro wo ma mutu nkonya na de ene ho ene our consumer busa na so no ma yedie na nyame adum de ne mom no ankosoro kese eno nti aboa ema enoma ekoye se ya de a enkabro nya brekra no ya ho beto ye kama government statistician professor Samuel Kwabena Anim wono ana de ensewe nyina atodwa atoema ntem omam no che se atoema ntem na no kranie One inflation was 39.8%. And nearby and Crampumprimanta Hosodia, and now from Paye 19.8. I just said so Pediania to her. Not just a hard end in Kaye. Now it's a Sanswampa. None of them could do a guy, Namsimito, by rappers and control the free bedi. Nanya some could try Obabi.
Okotoya now,
make Cotono, there be a mate, Nanya some. Aye, Keko Sabontenso. I had them toya. What the abedi 20 cities? I hope it's what 35.
Ansana son. Adna kept Kusas and number boarding hosa. Kept us a number boarding, and I baby a number boarding beam so I'm the takwa. So Western, and I was the funny lady. Western funny. I'm not only do a and I send a young one because Hodge, Western dear. And see, government statistician Professor Kwabena Anim. Kasaya, Momia Kahman, so anase yanko and yankote and Sama, or kind of be a bape, Yanu Ura Kwabena Atabedu, or a management consultant, and so Ebedi and Komo, Nakakote and Samni Ebi.
Disaggregation is done at two broad levels, from a food and non-food inflation perspective and from a locally produced item perspective relative to an imported item perspective. From a food and non-food perspective, we've recorded a 10.5 percentage point difference between food and non-food inflation for the month of November 2023. Food inflation for the month of November 2023 stood at 32.2% relative to 21.7% for the month of November 2023, culminating in a 10.5 percentage point difference between food and non-food inflation for the month of November 2023. We see a much sharper decline in food inflation relative to non-food inflation, as food inflation dropped by 12.6% from 44.8% to 32.2% between year-on-year October 2023 and November 2023. Relatively, we recorded a 6.0 percentage point difference for non-food inflation, as non-food inflation dropped from 27.7% in October 2023 to 21.7% in November 2023. Food inflation thereby recording a steeper drop for the month of November 2023 relative to non-food inflation. On a month-on-month basis, from a food and non-food perspective, we recorded a 1.4 percentage point difference, as food inflation month-on-month stood at 0.8% relative to 2.2% for non-food inflation for the month of November 2023. From a locally produced item perspective and an imported item perspective, we recorded a 1.0 percentage point difference, as we continue to see the dominance of imported items, recording 27.1% for the month of November 2023.
Abai kunta bufo pani ena sabre mu hu no owura Professor Samuel Kwabena Anim ena de oka nyina medical tra said that yetra yeye ema akwane e friend say inflation no November busumi ya ba ye de leche say wayade one gana for adni ye na ekwa homa no so ne yewura Kwabena Atabedu akwakodi enkomo management consultant ne abisa ne say sabre ya inflation eso atikakre so ebabo gana for etesan eno akyerese economy no anyi ekoyie anase eno nsada afensi so bi ema branya no se ene bedi amanfo betete no ma so anaso betutum yebo yehomade se ensa beka no na onya ema homani so de mesrawara give us power capsules na make am for the amount give us givers obia enya power capsules ni bia na ho de ekosoro kama emema na asese anu abetwam ohwe obenanim kura na hwim ona wo sin Hussein Bolt Mr. Wada ohia power capsules ni bi ena connection nso a ya na ema ni ti so na sin trase ema ni ti so na sin trase aso fere ade Mr. Wada wonso hia bi ena afei co capsules ababoa obi biara ne yamatim anasa from agina ne yam amame aba ne yam anasa koko ha no eno so kwadwo de kama ena heba misa eno so eye ema obi asese a no abre no ayebo ha no aye mre na atidi ha no ebunu pusese nenum ato wonturi enedi ni nyina da eye givers heba misa ena beboa wo pe bia bia tondo bia no kwam sa beka bi ana bia monfre 0543 222 470 0543 222 470 yankwa ma no so ne owura kwabna atabedu eni enkomo ejati enka enji sini yamwadwo anwumre yi
menya me joso
mo yes inflation November nyame adum eso ate ene odi compare October de na by 8.8%. Yeni mo hwe yenti ase kire ase ni sunsu aso ne sei ebeboa emenoma aba form anase noma bo ebekosoro.
Okay, Minya. To break it down for people to understand what inflation is now. Inflation basically says be a normal year and that's the bono, the cost row, that's a form. Now, say we're key inflation a basket of goods and services. You cast a basket of goods and services, and I say statistical says one could do, and now more share and your map be too far food. Share Diani do say maybe a more by enam akokonam ena empumnam sa no mani nyinano ni akabom ni akase food ni ahwe enyoma eye non food to say petrol accommodation ni dia into mo kan na boma no any average no dia say average inflation for the period no any it's line by line or multi-mifa line be a share na a born to say and that it's not him. It is a bona cosra, not to say there's been a food inflation. Say bona conforma, then there's been a deflation. See, that is how they compute the inflation. When see some yet a basket normal for the average now. And natural say in general terms, no. Ediane bo akosoro ana akofom ana say non ediane bo no akosoro ana sa akofom so am ka say yinya a dropper when they compare last year we got to an inflation of around 50%. So if now it's around 20 something, it means within the last 12 months, inflation has probably halved. But this is what the numbers are saying. When you go to the market, is that what you are feeling? There are two different things. And that is the reality on the ground.
Enti ekire se normal boss wate enso obi se laboni kwawe cake still 5 cities. Exactly. About from so the normal boss ejina de ejina yi.
Ene asem no because me ma dokun 5 cities here dokun ya 3 cities bio. But a year ago no, le 2 cities ne 3 cities. This year 4 cities ne 5 cities.
Enti na chese figures ndi aba amanfo keka se eka ne keke ne de adada ye enso aba pa bi ema ye ajati menka hello na chese ye ka figures ne kwa ye nya fafo be free ho
me kai emrede twem na o man penini bi pre ekonya no the chain is there. Show bottom, show a sitting na fatwa papa. And at the end of the day, what are my statistics? Now, the statistics must reflect in our pocket. But in my pocket, the statistic is not reflecting. So that is the reality. Uko jumna, body a drew back on 80 cities to 100 cities. I feel the same and not 80 cities. Now you're 50 cities. So where is the reduction coming from?
Tire binum esusu se ebia na statisticians no e de no ma bi e dada yen ye be enoma akuna ni ma enche kra last week ye wura keti am kra ka se wo sre mankofo nto no mem eso ba na se inflation eswate adrop eswate eno na ma ye ntia se
Me no, I will be careful not to say almost that dying because it will be impugning on someone's professional integrity. And the jury is on the streets as to whether there's deflation or not, or reduction in inflation. The market should tell us, and the market is not telling us that. And then, of course, back when you're saying, and a year ago, how much was it? So where is the reduction coming from?
Na say ye hu sa reduction on market a he no am koya research a hu say inflation drop yi
and some almost pen on betting at saying some to me checking another could do job bring an abano
eja se ni chireba de amaye
yo
management consultant Uru Kwabena Atabedu and a sabri watch him amaye kama no say nukrani figures say the about say 8.8% decrement and ho keka ho food inflation here de nanso no kra wo ma ne say enye ade a ye kwadwama so ehunu sa the kra na 256 edie no sa pepepe na etie so enti obobi ode no yate so
chacha so ntie se na apanye ne kan no ye twen se omo meche se market ha na ye koye so vi no ehu ye na ye nyina bronya bre ye kodi dwa because some say inflation enoma bo ekofom ewo November bosum ni mu na still na ye nim say na wo soro a omo nkyere bebi omo koye survey no bia nyina betimi akwato say nkurase na omo koye a omo nkyere na ye nkoto no ma na mra emedi bronya
okay
simple as it ya
ya chia no na enye de papai ana o chirema wo mampani oti akonya so na kwaku adodankwa akufado sabra ye ka say adwumadi na bunkama fa ne so na bamu abu wapaba wontumi nya hwehwe enu ntu ka kire na de se economy na se so yeguso ye be nipa na ewu a yentumi enya ne wo mo na economy de yewanim difo afede wo so apaba na no na be de kire na mera meto aso wabra wo de akwakodo su burani no gya yensuo no finfini wabra ye ne obi obetwi ese suche no de amayen wo mampeda da John Dramani Mahama kire ma Wano 2012 besi 2017 na yo mampani Ghana fo nyina mudi adanse kyese na enoma kwaye na dia na fede ye huni a fe ya pae ho a ye huni asim na Ghana yo bibia na so ya bra menne sabe son sabe bru ya se nkremofo no chiriwianko a de bedi so a amanfo de formula bia betro ho 010 kyese no pa woni di awia ho no adidi kama anwumre no buada eni formula bebre na ekwaso dodo na so ayi 2 pe Only breakfast, any lunch, no carbon, no brunch. Be a dubaco, equanundu, no idea boom, and you know, no, the necessary and one acro. Was so any a mamma, Ajo or Mampany, Nana at the Danko for the name no. Now, or the answer way now to jar, walk and trouble what to the building Ghana tour. San trouble, Wakako PM or Western of region. Now, and no quite as he body, no quite on it, and anonymous in Penifoko Shia, what it and so young Equacotuja was it. I be there, and a look higher. Na do no to so na dinja tro no eso wono wa bi da Ghana fo nyina edi ho danse enti ade afra se experience no wona wo yamoma na bibia enkoye na NDC nkwara any party between aboama Ghana afra no ntwa pa efra momi enti ne nsa no bi
nyoma be ne da yinim nyoma be ye mienu pe baako ene se yesika sem asai yehia se aban foforo beba abetoto nyoma yie na yesika sem ayeyie se omanpanyi akofa do ona nkasa wapa aba efi se emre bi ebusa na yese na yesika sem se na aseyesi afa no edien no be ya afa ho eno so osre nyame se omanpanyi foforo beba no obeba abetoto nyoma yie Nedim say eko eno afa amanyoko a etimi kuta Ghana making sure say yesika sem ni bibia kosuye any NDC na bebia enyoma edru no bebia enyoma say edru no ehia obi a owo hodimdie ehia obi a waye bida abrofo friend no experience ehia experience ne asa betoto enyoma yie amaga na asa fa ne ntoma pa efra enti ne amesre ene se Ghana for me empaba if you say NDC you were man memma omaye bida ahia otihei no ye me deputy minister or ye nejuma kama ohwe ni nwa akando ye ranking member for health na ohwe nejuma or ye opposition for otimi hu se nejuma so ini enti emema na emma ombesum asa peja Ghana esi hode NDC obi
aha we eye bosu kina idebi keke wose ma ene mema on be peja Ghana esi ho womna wo ene MPP for sua trenton kan we have the men sanu mo boa o men kwa ena toddlers ena on dey say Ghana men bia eni ho enti wo stress so ye JHS ni na akwa control so fa do aye bi da o say abrofo friend experience fatu team wono ena experience no be boa Ghana akoyie owie ye ena de enso no bi etwa so na de etwa so ni wo se sa brede so betu edi nkunim abadi Ghana for afro how ene musuo ni esan a mampani na nakwaku ado dankwaku fuado wahye da akoto akwam ni ade abeto agu yeso na ya bre ya na ejina dwumako ba akoso na sa dwumako no ene abato dwumako na say yisi electoral commission wo mo no metumi ahwe na bibia no akoye ede amayen na sebetumi akoye nso dia na jesu amu yi me dobanie we na mepe na asem we na ma madwuma ene ade ni nyina no wo mo yifrim na wo mo de nyamesoro ene nyamesom atuhu ache oman ho do atumi esom na Ghana ya fiantuma pa afra Western Africa no de ensem nyina atudwa na o che se we de yisi emre bi ba ya no ne NDC for wo mo ne mokon se wo akronfo mo ba wiem mo be yesei enna de ono asakra ani ntu abun kotodwo de ne sa tuni sai na osra mo se de nyakopɔ de ne sa ka na koma mo no jedi mo asakra no mo nso nyame fa ne sa ka makoma mo sakra na mo nso man Ghana mo ma no kra na di obi obedi nkunim no enye nkunim chesef coffee a chinye bia eni ho na de mo be ya no Ghana for nso ehwe mo ne nsa no ode tudwa wa bra so here so College of Education and nursing training ono mo ekɔ ahia ehwan so mo ma yentie bi.
My appeal is to the Electoral Commission. I plead with them. They should do their duty to God and country. They shouldn't cheat for anybody. I don't want them to cheat for me. I don't want anybody to rig the election for me. And they shouldn't rig the election for anybody. They should let the voice of the people speak. And they should let the wish of the Ghanaian people prevail. Electoral Commission officers, I'm appealing to your conscience and your hearts. On that day, 7th December, when you come out, do your work as strictly and according to the rules as possible, so that the true wishes of the Ghanaian people can be manifest.
Aha, somate. Wasu anu krami enwemu ma no. Ya de krukra kan de ho a yenyin frim. Won pe. Na mom me enfa nkaka obi anso de ho. De obedi nkunim no ade no coffee kese kroje esise bia enim. Eba sakra so abofo nije ye bompa ye bia nyambetie na fe ho atumi atoye. Enti do aka ne se NDC for ene betumi aboa ma omega na akoyi na nado apaba. Na mom yisi foi wo sremo momfa nyamesuro na aba no de obedi nkunim no enye nkunim kroje a efibia ene ho. Na efibia ne ho a munya mo nkwaje space. Mo a mo space so yisi nyina munya de selo optical service wo mo space bia bebo am kama glass